Breaking news in Philadelphia. Just about an hour ago, at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, the Philadelphia Eagles announced the firing of defensive line coach Jim Washburn. After a couple seasons where the Eagles ran that wide nine with Trent Cole and Jason Babin on very wide bookends in that weird four-point stance, it's clear it did not work in Philadelphia. I'm not sorry to see this system go. As far as Washburn, he's had success in this league. I think if he is a coordinator somewhere and can run the whole show, then maybe he could prosper. But what was the defensive backs were trying to cover receivers for too long. We were not getting to the quarterback. And whether that was a product of personnel rather than the coaching, that remains to be seen. However, I don't want to put all the onus for the defensive failures of this football team on Washburn or the defensive line, because I feel that Nnamdi Asomugha was really the straw that broke the camel's back. They're heavily invested in him. He'll hurt the salary cap if you cut him, and they're kind of stuck with him, but I don't think they have to play him. Him and Coleman are really the weak links of the defensive backfield. So, as far as last night's game with the Cowboys and the Eagles, it was a thriller. It went down to the end. The Eagles showed that they have guts and they just won't quit. Bryce Brown was impressive. He's rushed for more yards than Shady McCoy in just 2 games, as far as leading the Eagles in rushing already. He rushed for 169 yards on 24 carries. However, he did fumble the game away. That's a problem. I think he could work on it because he carries the ball kind of like a loaf of bread, as the announcers were quick to point out. Although when you look at the fumbles he had the ball tucked away in there. I think it's just a mental thing. I think he'll get over it, and next year there'll be a 1-2 punch with Shady McCoy. As far as Nick Foles, I wasn't impressed with his first couple of starts, but he really showed poise and improvement. He was on the biggest stage, Sunday Night Football. He had pressure, and he delivered the ball. Riley Cooper made an incredible catch. He had the 98-yard punt return by DeMorris. So the Eagles' youngsters are looking promising. Obviously, we can't keep all the old guys around if we're going to rebuild next year. And the NFL sometimes rebuilds in 1 year. You never know. You could have lightning in a bottle with a new head coach next year. I'm not glad to see Coach Reed go. I love the guy. However, it's clear the writing is on the wall. I think that they're firing the coaches one at a time, so they don't have to fire the coaches themselves, that being the ownership. It was a great game, a great effort by the Eagles. I'm thankful that they put that effort when the season is all but lost. But the big news, of course, is Jim Washburn and the wide nine are out. And Coach Reed cited the fact that personnel group needs a new direction, because obviously they weren't getting the job done. So let's just enjoy each game as it comes and watch the youngsters develop. We got Tampa Bay coming up. Go Eagles.